Alright, welcome back everybody. So this is the follow-up on the startup guide, just to take it one step farther. This part is completely optional, but it is more or less recommended. This is not the same party that we had last time. This was the original test party. So everything is pretty much the same, if not exactly identical. As far as, let me rephrase that. Everything was done the same way, and so the results are equally attainable. Some things vary every single time. The gear you get will always be random, and like you can see here, we still found, there it is. We still find relics and artifacts and things like that. We still have Guinevere, Morgan, and Igraine. Still all those cool things like that. It's all the same, it's just the original test party. And that's why the day is slightly different. Our followers are slightly different. All that's just a little bit different. But now, the first thing we're going to want to do, just to pick up where I left off, we need to pick up the Master of Body.
Yes.
And after that, because we left off in April, the circus is right here, and that's the important part, and that's why this can be done even with all knights. You can do this even if you have to go and find a scholar, like we have, and we have the duper with us. The numbers will vary if you go ahead and use the duper and the merchant. I'm not going to be doing that. It is what it is, but you can use those all those skill points just to get something. Bodies works out here that you can cast on your highest stat to get that up as high as possible, and that's going to let you win more at the circus, which is in Blackshire in April. Our accuracy is higher, but that's a mind spell, so we can't use that. I already checked all of our gear. That's the highest stat we're looking at. Everything else is below 70, and fortunately that's a body spell, so it just works out really well, putting us at 134. We could easily get that up even higher if we wanted to. I'm not overly concerned with that because I'm just trying to show the principle here, and then you can work through it that way. So all we gotta do is find the accuracy guy, who...
Hi.
He's one of them.
Hi.
There you go.
Good day.
I have the gray face mod. I don't know if that is the reason for this, so use this next part carefully. But whenever you play the game, it costs 50 gold. Your chance to win is based on your skill. Barely made it, barely. Not doing terribly good. I'm right, because we were looking for speed. That's my bad. I had him backwards.
Hi. Hi.
There you go.
Hi.
So we win things and stuff here and there. It's not going to be a whole lot, but you pick up these things and you can drop as much money as you want into it just to get the things and the stuff and all that.
Good show. Okay.
Throw those there. And you're going to want to fill your...
There's nothing I can do for you. There's nothing I can do.
Put that on the ground. You just want to fill your entire inventory, however you have to do it, and by the nature of it, you can just spam it for however much money you want to throw at it. So, you know, I'm just going to throw a ton of money at it, get as many as possible golden pyramids, and we're going to pick up from there. As many golden pyramids as possible, and we're going to go turn those in at Abdul's Bazaar for gear. Alright, so we played the game round... I don't know how much that is. Feel free to do the math and let me know. But we can fit more. And The two parts to this, if you have elemental magic and you allocate your skill points responsibly, getting Master of Water, Master of Air. We can't get Master of Air if we're not an Archmage. Just Master of Water, really. We'll be able to fly long enough and it'll be okay. This is going to let us set the beacon here. I already have one set up, we're going to reset it. With the artifacts, that beacon is going to last for about 4 months. And we already have a beacon set here, but you can just fly there. If you have 4 nights and you can't do this beacon thing, you want to be as fast as possible and prioritize this, because it takes 5 days to travel, meaning as early in April as possible after you complete all of the starting stuff, then you can use your Gate Master and come here, play the games, and I would recommend filling your inventory very literally the whole way through with golden pyramids, as much as you can. Assuming you want to push it this far, it's all overkill, it really is. But if you're trying to shoot for that, you're going to want to do that. And then you also take your Wind Master, and you're just going to fly directly south all the way to Abdul's retreat and turn all the stuff in. For this, time-saving reasons, we're just going to recall there. And then when you're here, you have the options, armor, weapons, and accessories. If this were a real playthrough, I would play through until I have decent gear across the board, and then I would focus on the money aspect of it. Just for the explanation though, we're just going to be going with accessories the whole way through. And the gear is completely random. It's going to vary every single time. You're not guaranteed anything. You're just guaranteed to get a lot of high-level gear, and that's the important part. We have all these things, and the average item here, you know, it's going to be worth several thousand. And then, you know, it's probably worth it. Take the time and, you know, mix and match the gear, get everybody as strong as possible, and all that good stuff, you know. I mean, you can look at it. We're getting fantastic gear across the board. One of the best gauntlets you can get, for example, there's some speed, which benefits us a lot, actually. And it's all the things. It's going to vary, so I don't care to go through all this. You're not going to get relics or anything, but can take all that. We still have enough spell points. Now, if you're trying to ultimately min-max this, the Scholar is necessary because you don't have the Identify skill right now. You could probably find the skill points to do it, but it would be very slow. If you can get one guy to 7 Identify and just get that straight out the gate, move all your stuff to his inventory, identify it all, sell it all, after having picked up the duper and the merchant from Free Haven. So we're not going to do that, and the numbers are going to vary a little bit. Unless that one's sitting here, we're never that lucky.
Well, I think it's close.
That's a bad luck. But you can just take all that same stuff, and then after you sell everything,
This oughted to.
the price
This
change?
oughted to. Oh!
Yeah, the price doesn't change whether or not you identify it, so depending on what you're shooting for, that step you could maybe skip, but it depends on your goal. And this can be done at any level. It doesn't have to be a starting thing, but once you're pretty deep into the game, there's really no reason to do all this. And then, you know, at any given point during a playthrough, the day is going to be pretty random. But you can already see, you know, we don't even have the merchant. Our skill in merchant is atrocious. It's literally just 1. And we've got half a million gold right now. It's just a ton of money, super easy. And now, the point there is, you can loop that as much as you want, almost, well, in effect, an unlimited amount of times, if you have Lloyd's Beacon. If you don't have Lloyd's Beacon, then, if you don't have Lloyd's Beacon, then you only have a few chances at it. It takes 5 days to travel, plus the day to get your teleport and fly back up. You could probably figure out the way to maximize your abilities there, but it's not looking good. Heavy elemental magic is just so much more efficient. But then your two options here, we can pretend that we sifted through and gave everybody all this high level gear, so all their stats are, you know, 75 to probably 125-ish. And everybody's doing insane damage and all those good things. The only thing is you can't get a bow out of this, but you can get practically everything else, plus high level spells, all that super great stuff. And with the leftover money, you can take that to the well in Kriegspire, and then after the circus moves, at that point it doesn't matter how much time you take to do all this, but you can just spend days upon days leveling up. Right now we have 10 days worth of levels. Let's get this guy rolling, just, you know, play with the idea. It's 50,000 for everybody for every day, minus training costs. I'm probably about to die, actually. Minus training costs, just make sure you factor that in. Don't blow every single dollar. There we go. And yeah. So I'm gonna blow a little bit more money. Alright, so we blew through a bunch of money there. We've been awake for, a while now, but irrelevant. And depending on how much you want to put into it, it'll completely decide what level you get up to. And once again, you can repeat this with a knight. You can probably easily get to 1 million, maybe 2 or 3, with with Lloyd's Beacon. It wouldn't even be hard to probably, if you wanted, start the game at any level you wanted. It would take time in real life and in the game. That's your call. Make your best decision. But that's the route you can do. Instead of you go hit the circus after the loop is done, because it's April. You get as many accessories as you need because they have the best weight to value ratio. You sell off all of those with as high of a merchant skill as you can reasonably get. And you repeat until the end of April or until you're done. And then by the very end of it, you should have across the board all end game level gear plus as many levels as you want. And it really is about that simple. If I were to do a playthrough that was a challenge run, that's how I would start. This is the follow-up in the original. When you put them both together, you can immediately start the game. I'm talking Goblin Watch and the Abandoned Temple of Ba. High level, overpowered, and you can stomp everything. Just like that. Super easy. And that's the beauty of old games. So, thank you all for watching. I hope you found this helpful, and if you liked it, let me know. I'd appreciate it. And if you think that this is too cheesy, You're welcome to only use bits and pieces that are relevant as helpful, and it's all optional. You don't have to. But I hope you enjoyed that. Hope you learned something, and I'll see you all next time.